G'day interwebs, I'm Bman. This is Call of Cthulhu. It's part 10 of the playthrough, but I think I'm still on chapter 9 of the game. It says, after the death of Colden, Pierce, victim of hallucinations, advanced inside the Riverside Institute to the point of discovering Sarah Hawkins alive, prisoner of Dr. Fuller. The last confrontation between Charles Hawkins and his wife has revealed that the man, under his monstrous appearance, tried to protect her from the influence of the myth. He warned Pierce, if Sarah succumbs to the lure of the occult, she will lose all free will, allowing the cult to bring its plan to fruition, summon an ancient and evil god. Henceforth, Pierce must know more about Sarah Hawkins' intentions and find a way to protect her.
No parent should have to bury their child, knowing it's me that put him there. The guilt will never go away.
I feel your pain.
I'll do anything to get him back. Anything. My work was what lured me here in the first place. It began showing me things I never should have painted. Things Charles should never have seen.
What am I to you? I took care of you, saved you from your miserable life. You'll never find a man better than me. You owe me.
I owe you nothing. We'll leave now.
You're not going anywhere. You are mine!
Simon.
Come on. It's over now.
That vision I just had of the tentacle thing, it looked like there were metal things attached to it. Last video when I watched it, I thought it was Cthulhu, but now I'm wondering if it's not the thing that they catched, the thing that they caught on this island. Everyone on this island has been eating this fish thing that they caught like a long time ago, decades ago. Who's this guy?
How are you, Bradley?
Ah, it's you, Pierce.
Oh, it's
I'm just
Bradley.
worried about Marie. I mean Dr. Colden. Have you had any news?
What happened to Dr. Colden? She died. I can't lie to the guy.
I'm so sorry, Bradley. I could do nothing to save her.
What do you mean? What happened?
I'm not sure what happened, but I found her body in the cellars of Riverside.
You sure that you've got nothing to do with it? If she hadn't tried to help you, she might still be alive.
I'm sorry. Truly.
It's that slug, Fuller. I swear I'll shoot him. What do you say, Pierce? Are you with me?
Mary Colden would not have wanted that. Tests my eloquence. Valid SAN requirements. What's SAN? Sanity. Valid sanity requirements. Look at the valid sanity requirements to say a bunch of eldritch gibberish to Bradley. Fuller will pay the price. It is not for us to decide. His grief clouds his judgment. Uses my psychology. The nature of their relationship, that's a bit vague. It'd be nice to know what I'm saying to him. I'm going to attempt to test my eloquence.
I'm sure Dr. Colden would have wanted you to help fight the cult. Fuller is just a link in the chain. It's their leader that must be tracked down.
Marie devoted the last 3 months fighting against this monster, and it cost her her life. He killed her, Pierce. Don't presume to understand her motivations when you obviously paid no attention to her crusade.
We must do something for those who are still alive, Bradley. Sarah is still in danger as long as the cult is active. We need to see this through, otherwise Marie's death will have been in vain.
You're, the voice of reason, Pierce. As always. I prefer to be alone.
It's annoying having to search environments that don't have anything in them, just in case they do have something in them. Also, I preferred it when that door was locked. But I can explore the whole mansion now. Or I can just go straight up to Mary Colden and talk to her. Downstairs. Wow, it really does look like the whole mansion's open.
Was Sarah Hawkins telling the truth?
About what? Do you want to go and question Sarah Hawkins first?
What kind of ritual was she preparing?
I think I should have gone and talked to her first.
Was the painting of the Shambler displayed here?
It's not going to come after me again, is it?
Mrs. Hawkins never told me why she was in possession of the Necronomicon.
So I wonder if story-wise it matters that I'm doing this before talking to her. I mean, they could have kept the doors shut, only let me open them after I talked to her. By they, I mean the
How did she
program.
survive her encounter with the Shambler?
So the Shambler is this monster that comes out of her painting. I read a word on the SCP site, like it's not a real word, it's the SCP wiki. It's like made up monsters, and the word was specifically for humans who can like change reality through their art. Made me think of this game. And Lovecraft has a thing where he says artists are more prone to like the influence of eldritch beings.
Knowing Mrs. Hawkins, I bet she was willing to fight.
She beat the Shambler to death. What's that sticking out of its back? It's just its general weirdness.
Charles Hawkins was ready to do anything to protect his wife.
What was that? I don't get it. Block. New memory, the failed incantation. Alright, I should look at my stuff. I've got 7 CP and I need 6 CP for more strength. I'm a master investigator already. Spot hidden, that seems important for a detective. Expert. Validate. Alright. Should have done that first. Before the investigation. Sanity. Psychotic. There is a secret. A forgotten secret, so I'm reading on the far right. There is a secret. A forgotten secret so old and terrifying, which is only divulged in the blasphemous pages of lost tomes, or whispered during forgotten and outlawed rituals. We are not children of Providence. You know the cruel and the awful truth, and you have seen the frightening face of reality. Okay, so I have nightmares because I'm a war veteran. The ritual. I witnessed the disemboweling of Officer Bradley by a man with a monstrous appearance. Turned out to be Charles Hawkins, I think. Macabre discovery. Searching through the cellars of the Riverside Institute, Pierce entered a room that he first took for a morgue, but the gross morgue made me lose some sanity. Watch Francis Sanders get beaten around in Riverside Institute by an invisible being. I've read the Malus Bestiarium. Trapped in madness. Is the death of Colden a hallucination, or is it the sole flash of truth in the slow descent into madness that Edward Pierce's mind is undergoing? It's weird that the information on the right is in the... Is it second person when you talk... When it's like you are such and such. And this is like talking about me in the third person. Is Colden's death the sole flash of truth in my descent into madness? The detective gained entry to the Riverside Institute in order to help the doctor. Immediately attacked by the Shambler, he fled through a transmuted hospital whose architecture respected no physical laws. His wanderings led him to an operating room where his confrontation with Fuller came to an end when Colden's corpse rose up to attack. Charles Hawkins. Pierce and Sarah Hawkins confronted the monster that Charles Hawkins had turned into. The man retained nothing human. Tentacles replaced one of his arms, his face bore the signs of an unfinished mutation, and he was endowed with superhuman strength. He was on the path of strangling Pierce when Sarah Hawkins drove a poker into his throat. Pierce finished him off with an axe. This fight to the death left Pierce physically and mentally scarred. Sarah Hawkins' ritual. Is the Necronomicon endowed with its own conscience? I think it means consciousness. While investigating the Hawkins Mansion, Pierce came into contact with a residual image of the lost book. The work is so powerful that even the memory of it is enough for the detective to lose some sanity. Pierce is not the only person to have read it, as he suspected Sarah Hawkins also studied it. Darkwater. Inhabitants. Marie Colden, age 32, occupation doctor. Arrived too late to free Colden from the clutches of Fuller. Just before I found her body in the hands of the doctor, she had come to see me to give me a last message. I don't know if I'm going crazy, but I believe her that her words were full of truth. Sarah Hawkins, age 33, occupation painter. I found Sarah Hawkins alive, prisoner of the Riverside Institute. Charles Hawkins and Dr. Fuller seem to have connived to hide her from the world. She seems to be very affected by the tragedies that have struck her family, but I detect a fighting spirit in this woman that I would better not underestimate. She's a survivor. Clues, Chapter 9, the failed incantation, which is what I just triggered that made me come in here. Into the menu. The failed incantation. In Sarah Hawkins' office, a circle decorated with unknown symbols surrounded by partly consumed candles bear witness to the artist's occult activities. In the middle of tangible proof, upturned easel, broken bolt, mark left on the floor by a beast. New residual images arrive to disturb the reconstruction. The Necronomicon appeared on the floor, probably because Sarah Hawkins sought the knowledge required to carry out her rite within its pages. I'm just thinking, does that new residual images arrive to disturb the reconstruction? Does that mean Pierce really is experiencing reconstructions of crimes as some sort of supernatural event? And has been for the whole game? The whole reconstruction thing isn't just a game play element. It's actually Pierce, the way Pierce, like a supernatural way he can perceive reality. The Necronomicon appeared on the floor, probably because Sarah Hawkins sought the knowledge required to carry out her rite within its pages. It was no doubt a rite of revocation, because the Shambler was present. The mark on the floor does not lie. There is no other creature on the earth capable of making anything like it. Whatever Sarah Hawkins tried to do, it failed, and the state of the room accentuates the words of her dead husband. She must never again come near occult forces. Inventory. Hurricane lamp. Old hurricane lamp still working. I've just got to be careful, it burns a lot of oil. Poker. Fire poker found in Riverside Institute's boiler room. So is this the poker that went through Charles Hawkins' neck? Medicine and Secret Sciences. This very interesting book aimed at the wide public demonstrates how non-recognized. I read this last video. The Reference Book of Medical Sciences. I mean, if you really want to, you can pause the video right now and read it. But I'm pretty sure I would have read that in the last video. Words are hard. Sentences are hard. Me fail English? That's impossible. Alright, there's a whole mansion here. Should I be exploring it before I talk to her? It's letting me. I'm a detective. My main objective is to question her. I don't want to end the level because I question her. I've got my trusty zipper. I don't care about the hurricane lamp not having fuel. Alright, kids, I remember this. That triggered a flashback in me last time I was here. It's pretty cool. I know there are at least 14 chapters to the game because I saw chapter 14 once when I typed something into something on the internet. But it's cool that they stretch out the content by revisiting old locations. Right, is that everywhere? Have I been everywhere now? And it seems like I could easily miss an item. Something interactable. Gross. I'll put it out. Why? Button. Everyone in this town's on pills. Because they're all having nightmares. Okay, that's everywhere. Yeah, it's just the child's room. It now seems very prudent of me to have a look around before I go and talk to her. I mean, it's her house. To the best of my knowledge, she did throw a lantern in her husband's face. Is that what happened? I mean, he was going crazy. I understand that. He deserved it. Also, he went in and turned into a tentacle monster, and she probably didn't sign up for that when she got together with him. So wait, she hit him with the lamp, and then he became a tentacle monster, and had her imprisoned in the asylum? That doesn't... What am I missing? Was it someone else who had her imprisoned in the asylum? Like he was doing it on the sly, but Fuller was keeping it there, but I don't know. I need to stop playing my games. Like, I attempted to play this game and Nier Automata at the same time, and sometimes I don't have the time to play for more than a few hours during the week. I'm certainly not going outside. I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to find evidence buried in her yard. Just went this way, didn't I? Yep, long corridor. And that's cool. I'm glad I came in here and looked up those windows. Don't mind me, I'm just about to look around your big library room, sitting room. I know all about the occult. I don't suppose you have any medical books lying around. Pierce, there's a drink. No. I mean, the game isn't offering me an option to interact with it, but Pierce is like, he's seen things today and he's glad he didn't have that drink this morning. He's psychotic, but he's had a revelation about his drinking.
Mr. Pierce, we were waiting for you.
Good. Sarah doesn't have much time.
What are you doing here?
Did you think I would let you confront the occult without supervision?
This is too dangerous for a bookworm like you.
Algernon, I need to talk to Mr. Pierce.
Very well, Sarah. I will be in Charles Hawkins' office.
You seem different.
Yes. When I woke up this morning, my mind was sharper. Cleaner. I can still hear the voice calling me. It is so strong, so ancient, enticing, dangerous. I may never be able to escape his grip, but for now I can keep it at bay. I know what I owe you, Mr. Pierce, but I can't come back to Boston with you.
Okay, I can say you feel guilty, which is an expert level psychology, which apparently I don't have a good shot at. Charles Hawkins is dead. You and Drake are up to something, which is an unlocked answer. There is a cult on Darkwater, which is a expert occultism. And it's because of the Wanderer. You and Drake are up to something.
You've been friends for a long time, hiding each other's secrets.
I trust him.
What are you planning to do?
I must find it and kill it. I am the only one who can end its slaughter.
No. No, you will come with me to Boston.
I owe you no obedience.
This isn't about what you want or don't want to do. You would risk destroying the world just because you can't face the consequences of your actions.
I am willing to atone for my sins.
No, you're just trying to erase all proof of the mistakes you've made.
I know what I have done. I will not rest until the creature is sent back to its dimension.
I can say there must be a way to fire that. I can say so we all die. Or I can say some eldritch gibberish, which I have the sanity requirements to say. For the first time, I'm gonna say some eldritch gibberish. I'm sure Sarah Hawkins will understand.
You can't give up, even knowing the stakes.
Yes, thank you.
Still, I won't let you go.
What?
You will stay here until I find a safe way to return to Boston.
That's ridiculous. Listen, Algernon knows of a way to protect me. Help him find what he seeks, and we may all survive this battle.
All right. I'll help you.
I don't understand why that dialogue choice was represented by weird symbols. Talk to Algernon. He's in, Alright, I don't need to explore every bookshelf again, I've already done that. Did I look at the table? He's in Hawkins' office. Oh! Whiskey. And it's giving me an interaction option. No, I need to talk to Algernon. You can drink after the game's over, Pierce, and maybe I'll get an achievement for being a good sober guy. I wonder if alcohol would take like the edge off of my sanity. Like give me a little bonus to sanity checks. What happened here? How did I miss this? What if Algernon's like brought a bunch of cultists up from the tunnels? Algernon. This guy's a book dealer, and he had the Necronomicon in a safe in his bookshop.
Seeing you again. Ah, it's you. I'm here for her, not you.
I don't care why you're here. Your usefulness is the only thing that matters. How do we protect Mrs. Hawkins from the influence of the forces that claim her?
By following Charles Hawkins, that imbecile of a thief, of course.
What do you mean?
He found something. An amulet. The symbol engraved on it could protect Sarah.
Could?
We are dealing with forces that by far surpass what your intellect can process. Feel free to ask me any question regarding the matters that exceed your grasp.
You condescending. I really just want to say some crazy gibberish to him, but like last time I tried that, I just said some normal stuff. You sold the dagger to Sanders. A Dimensional Shambler. Whoops, I'm used to the switch, I'm pressing the wrong button.
This creature, the Shambler, what is it?
It is a hunter. It travels from one dimension to another to hunt down its prey.
Francis Sanders was one of its victims. How could a creature like that end up in one of Mrs. Hawkins' paintings?
Sarah has an uncommon gift. A connection with entities that live beyond our reality. I doubt that she was aware at the time, but when she painted the picture in a certain way, she called it.
And now it remains in our reality.
Let us say that it uses the painting as a portal into our reality, and we make enticing prey for it.
That's why we must find a way of sending it back to where it came from permanently.
Right now, I'm going to sell the dagger to Sanders.
The dagger with the strange sign. Was it you who sold it to Francis Sanders?
If you are referring to the dagger of the ancients, then yes, it was me. Why?
Do you know what he intended to do with it?
Francis was primarily a collector of occult objects. He liked rare items such as the dagger, but I doubt he knew its purpose.
It allowed me to send the creature you call the Shambler back into the painting.
Fascinating. But I am afraid that this might only be short-lived.
You mean that thing could come back?
Yes, that is why I am looking for a more permanent solution.
It must never come back.
He must have a plan to get rid of it. I'm guessing that the occult or the sanity requirement choice is the last choice I should pick if I want to say every possible.
A genius like you must have already found a way to get rid of this creature, yes?
Yeah, genius.
I sense your sarcasm,
Aha.
but it does happen that, yes, I do have a solution.
I hope you say
I think I can destroy it, but for that I must approach the creature, and to be able to do so, I need the key to Rie.
Another one of
Dude,
your
I can't
baubles.
pronounce it like that.
It is no bauble, unbeliever. It is a very powerful protection, able to repel very ancient forces. Much more effective than your cult.
What does it look like?
It is a golden amulet, bearing very ancient inscriptions and an elder sign at its center. A star with an eye in the middle.
I've already seen that sign. Where can we find it?
Therein lies the problem. That foul thief Charles has hidden it somewhere. I found this drawing among his personal effects. I think that it has something to do with the location of the amulet.
I'll follow this lead. You continue searching.
That is what I intend to do. As for you, return here the second you find it. I don't want it to disappear again.
It's worded differently. It said return it the second you find it. Instead of returning here. Alright, find the amulet, find the bust. Secondary objective, find the bust. Alright, I've already found it. It's in a corner somewhere. It's in a little... Is it in a completely different room? Oh, there's a bust over here. Come on, that's gotta be it. I'm trying the A button, I'm trying the B button, Y. See, I know there's a bust further back in the mansion, but this pretty much looks like but it's not giving me any interaction choices. How do I run? Not there. Oh, it's 2 floors. It was in this room, wasn't it? Nope. Here we go, here's a bust. Alright, right trigger seems to be holding it out, so I guess that's what I've got to do back at the other one. There's a box there. Nope. Apparently holding the picture isn't enough. I need to be holding the right trigger now to compare it. Probably wasn't noticing because it disappears when you get too close. What's it? How many busts are there in this place? Left trigger, A. don't think it's an accident that there's a whole bunch of busts in the house. I've only explored the first floor. Ah. Is there something else I have to do apart from... apart from hold the right trigger? Alright, 3 busts in here. Am I supposed to just be visually comparing it? This sketch must guide me to the artifact concealed by Charles Hawkins. Where have I already seen it? It's in the little nook in the other room. I mean, I would have thought to look in there myself, but I'm not.
This is the amulet that
detective.
Drake was looking for.
This amulet is engraved with the Elder Sign. Drake calls it the Key of Urlier. He firmly believes that this artifact is of great power. Alright, so I've got the Key of Urlier. Show the amulet to Drake. Peace rushed back to Drake. How can this all be chapter 9? This would have taken me 2.5 hours if I had done it all at once. I can't believe there's nothing in here to look at. Although I wonder if I had missed things in the last time I came to this location. If there be things to discover now. Hey, oh. Okay, where's, oh, it must be downstairs. Pardon me, I haven't laid out the, I haven't memorized the layout of the house. Manor, sorry. Hawkins Manor. Yes.
Ah, it's you again.
Pleased to see you too, buddy. Hey, here's some weird gibberish.
What is the true nature of the Necronomicon?
I see that you are interested in my precious book. It is the definitive book of knowledge of the occult, Mr. Pierce, written by Abdul al-Hazred. It is the answer to many a question.
That is why it's so highly valued.
Yes, and even though it is a copy, given to me as a gift by Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University, the work remains very powerful.
I understand better why you keep it in a safe.
Can say more crazy stuff. It's not letting me select it.
I think I've found what we're looking for.
Let me see that. Yes, that's it. It's perfect. We are saved.
I must tell Mrs. Hawkins.
Yes, do that.
Consult diary. Might as well, I'm going to have a whole bunch of stuff left at the end of the video. At the start of the next video. The cost of truth. While Pierce's sanity is growing dangerously weaker, his increased sensitivity to the occult opens new ways for him. On rare occasions he is now able to unearth hidden truths when he speaks to the inhabitants of the island. As with everything connected with the myth, using it comes at a cost. I wonder what happens if I lose too much sanity. I've never played the Call of Cthulhu RPG. Do I just, is it the equivalent of dying? Your character just becoming unplayable? Okay, Algernon Drake, I assume this is the one, this is the new one. Age 43 bookseller. Algernon Drake is the owner of the Nameless bookstore and a friend of Sarah Hawkins. It would seem that the two of them were united in a common thirst for knowledge about the occult. He has a strange collection of parchments and books of spells, and he seems to know a lot about the island's clandestine activities. If I decide to explore the occult trail, he will be an excellent guide. The Key of Urlier. Drake maintains that it can repel the forces of the Great Old Ones and lock the doors to the undersea city of Urlier. I don't remember him saying that specifically. I see an ugly, solid gold medallion engraved with the same symbol that repulsed Charles Hawkins in the Nameless bookstore. It remains to be seen if it can really protect Sarah Hawkins. Extract from the Notebook of Edward Pierce, Private Detective. Urlier Key. This amulet is engraved with the Elder Sign. Drake calls it the Key of Urlier. He firmly believes that this artifact is of great power. Sketch of a bust. This sketch must guide me to the artifact concealed Charles Hawkins. Where have I already seen it? Yes, I know that sentence was a mess. I didn't write it. Sketch of a still life. This sketch must guide me to the artifact concealed Charles Hawkins. It's the same mistake twice. It's like they cut and paste. Where have I already seen it? Guys, there are patches for games nowadays. Pierce. 3 character points. I've looked at all my sanity. Pierce just always seems to have an exclamation mark. So now I'm going back to Sarah Hawkins. Okay.
I have it. It's a strange amulet. I hope it will protect you. considering that nothing will help you change your mind.
You must understand, I already went too far.
What have you seen that's so terrible you convinced yourself that you had to risk so much?
I can't tell you now.
This story is going to end badly.
Yes! Chief West is here with Sullivan.
Bradley, you take care of Sarah. I will deal with them.
You sure? All right.
I've been hearing about you a lot lately. You seem to enjoy causing trouble.
Nice job, Chief. You got me. Great police work.
You can try to play smart with me all you want, Pierce. Witnesses have identified you as the one who set fire to Riverside.
Witnesses? How convenient. That's not the whole story, is it?
I don't care about your stories. Save them for the judge. You know, us cops, we base our investigation on facts and testimonies. You might want to try that next time.
You bet I will.
Chapter 10, Darkwater Police Station. With the help of Algernon Drake, Pierce has obtained an amulet that is supposed to protect Sarah Hawkins against the evil powers that covet her. The painter told him of her desire to track and kill the Dimensional Shambler in order to atone for her sins. Before Pierce could stop her, he was arrested by the police. So that's the end of Chapter 9, but I have to start Chapter 10 to make sure it's saved. Not sure if that's what that green swirly thing down there is. Green swirly of doom. Into the madness. Didn't expect Pierce to be suddenly arrested, I must admit.
You know, I've heard a lot about you, Mr. Pierce.
All good, I hope.
It appears that you've been involved in a variety of misdemeanors since your arrival on Darkwater. Entering private property, twice. Aggression, insulting behavior, and to top it all, arson.
Okay, so yeah, that was the end of Chapter 9. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Remember to hit the subscribe button and yeah, check out the rest of my channel. Also down in the didgeridoo at the bottom of the video are my socials if you want to follow me on Twitter or Twitch or Instagram. Yeah, I plan on completing this game, so remember to check back if you want to watch the rest of the playthrough. And I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out, interwebs.